aka Padders. Welcome to the 31 Days of Dread. This is where we profile, say it with me, one horror movie a day for the entire month of October, and we're smack at the tail end, pun intended, of our car block. Yesterday, day 26 was The Car. That movie blew me away. It's not one of my favorite movies though, and it's not one of my favorite horror movies. This Stephen King Stephen King tale, Christine, is not only the best Stephen King movie ever made, it is also the best car movie ever made. Let's go. Alright everyone, before we get into something spooky, let me tell you something. Trial by Fire is my comic book available right now on Indiegogo. Link in the description, and I will see you on the printed page. Okay, a little bit of a quick correction. Leading into the 31 Days of Dread, I did what was called the Road to 300, where I did 10 car movies because, it's a theme that fits, but we were racing. That was the idea. We were racing towards 300. Now, during that time, pandemic, riots, protests, George Floyd, everything hit. The pandemic, it was madness. I moved, during all of this, it was madness for me. It took a lot. I struggled to get over, that hump, because I had October, still in my, in my sights. I had to build a, true momentum so I could get through the 31 Days of Dread. In the intro, I said this was one of the greatest car movies ever made. It's one of the greatest movies ever made that features a car. You cannot put this within some of the films I went through on the Road to 300 for very clear reasons. I just wanted to be clear with that. But everyone, Peter A. DeLuca here. Thank you for joining me. Your boy is back, and it's day 27. I can't believe it. We're almost there. Tomorrow we're going to have Ice Cream Man, the Ice Cream Man. Then we're going to have Night of the Demons. Then we're going to have Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. And then Friday the 13th. The remake. And then we're going to do a follow-up episode, like a recap. So the 31 Days of Dread essentially is 33 episodes of content. How amazing is that? And keep in mind, the recap episode is just going to go on for however long I want it to. Hey, that's the power you wield when you have your own podcast. But thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate every single one of you. Any comment, anything you can leave me, please do. Let's create that feedback loop so we make this show as best as we can. Any film, movie, ideas, suggestion that you have, you can hit me up on any of the social medias, AKAPAD on Twitter, AKAPAD69 on Instagram. I'll love to hear from you. So here we go. We're talking John Carpenter. Now, look, John Carpenter, when it comes to an indie, to me, he's a true independent filmmaker, because nothing he makes or made just seems like a Hollywood movie. And this guy knows how to double the money you put in. If you put in 10 million, you're going to get back 20, 21 million. That was the case with Christine. I just feel like he has this track record. We all know him from Halloween, which is arguably the most profitable movie of all time. But this guy has chops, and he's for real. And it starts in 1974. We have this movie called Dark Star. Dark Star goes through phases of getting loved, then falling down the memory hole, then getting loved, falling down the memory hole. It's always in the discussion when it comes to sci-fi horror, sci-fi comedy horror, future sci-fi, space sci-fi. It's always going to be in that conversation. 1976, we have Assault on Precinct 13. This movie's legit. This movie's for real. Then 2 years later, Halloween. 2 years after that, The Fog. That's a good movie. 1 year after that, we have one of my favorites, Escape from New York. I just love Escape from New York so much. And then we have in 19 1982. Look, it's in like 5 years. It's Halloween, The Fog, Escape from New York. We have The Thing. Then we have Christine. Then we have Starman. He's mostly making a movie a year. 1986, we have Big Trouble in Little China. 1987, here we go. Ready? Prince of Darkness, getting lots of love nowadays. 1988, we have what would be considered his last classic movie. Now, you can really kind of say every movie up until that point's a classic also. But we have They Live. Then in 1992, one of his biggest breaks, he takes 4 years off. Memoirs of Invisible Man for Warner Brothers starring Chevy Chase. Now, I say Warner Brothers because this is a clear studio movie. It's not like a straight up tentpole, but Chevy Chase is Chevy Chase during this time. It's a big deal. It really is. 1994, In the Mouth of Madness. People get In the Mouth of Madness and Prince of Darkness mixed up all the time. Guess what? In the Mouth of Madness is a good movie. 1995, Village of the Damned. Great. He's doing another remake, another update. This is a good one. 95, Village of the Damned is a good movie. 1996. All right. I saw this movie with my friend Rob in the movie theater, and I was so embarrassed because up until seeing Escape from New York, I hyped up John Carpenter as the same way I'm talking about him now. Like, he is the second coming. Disappointment. Then in 1998, I'm pretty sure him and I, we also went to go see Vampires. Like, not impressed. I wanted to watch some of Vampires before sitting down with all of you. I just couldn't get it fit into my schedule. And then 2001, we have Ghosts of Mars. This movie is just reeked through the coals. Still now, it hasn't pleased anyone. People are very confused over Ghosts of Mars. I recall seeing it maybe two, maybe maybe three times. I know I saw it in the theater. I know I had it from Blockbuster back in the day, and I know I streamed it. So I've seen the movie at least three times. Ghosts of Mars is his clearly most suspect movie. Escape from L.A. It's it's a meta postmodern look at Escape from New York. It's confusing. It really is. And then we have Vampires, which I always liked. Vampires came out around the same time as Wesley Snipes' Blade. Those two movies were dueling vampire movies at the box office. One was New Line Cinema, the other one was Sony Pictures. But anyway, so we have this movie of a possessed car killing people. We have a dork that gets bullied. We have a close friend that is protecting the dork, and we have a beautiful girl. This movie is a perfect anecdote for teenage angst and puberty. This movie nails it. We feel sorry for Arnie. That's our main geek. But Arnie gets possessed by a possessed demon car. And Arnie, guess what? We root for the guy. He stands up for himself. He gets the girl. He becomes cool. And then him and the car both become murderous a-holes, into which his best friend and girlfriend kind of kill him, and then they smash the car to smithereens. That's your plot. That's the whole movie. Along the way, one of the reasons why I absolutely love watching Christine is every time I watch this movie, the special effects blow me away, because I try and reverse engineer what I'm seeing every time I see it, and I get different ideas, because it's all practical special effects, but are they using balloons, because the car reconstructs itself and it rebuilds itself, and it's just really cool, totally fascinating. This movie has moments, and it has pops, and it has moments of understanding and solitude, and Arnie becomes more and more aware of the car and what it's doing to him, and he likes it and he wants it, and he's all for the car protecting itself. This is what makes the movie so cool, because it kind of breaks that barrier. It breaks that barrier of like not knowing what's happening. Okay, we know everything that's happening and we're all for it. Like you might be like, Pete, like, is that it? Like, the movie doesn't have a hook. The movie doesn't have anything but incredibly well understood, crafted filmmaking behind it. Carpenter and crew understood this movie to its core, and even to its day. It probably is the best Stephen King movie ever. I'm sorry. And Stephen King's adaptations of Stephen King's are in a little bit of a renaissance now. It doesn't matter. Very few movies compete with how lean and mean this movie is. I cannot recommend it enough. It's a joy to watch. It really is. This is another one I just want to gush over. Doesn't make a great episode for the 31 Days of Dread, but check out Christine, one of my all-time picks. AKAPAD's All the Audacity. I love you, everyone. We're doing a movie that's 2 movies that are complete brain dumps. And holy crap, I always heard about our next one, The Ice Cream Man. I always heard about this movie. Oh my God. Why isn't this movie more in the zeitgeist and lexicon of amazingly bad movies? I don't know. Everyone, check it out. I'll see you tomorrow. Day 28. We're almost done. Rocking and rolling. Quick announcement. So this episode is dedicated to my father, R.I.P. Tony DeLuca, Tony Ironfeet. We love you and we miss you every single day.